Gaming is not healing. Just when you think it is, you get smacked back down straight to reality. It's infuriating. How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? How many times does the gaming industry have to fuck around and find out? Gamers give constructive criticism to a game they've played. Doesn't matter. Who cares what you think? You are just a hateful person looking for attention. Gamers let their frustrations be known with their wallets. Well now, you are a bigot, racist,
sexist,
homophobe who can't have an opinion unless you buy it, even though you're making a point of not buying it. We know better than you. We just can't argue against any of your criticisms, so you're a bigot. Let's talk about it. What am I so upset about?
Again!
Well, this week you, probably like me, have been bombarded by all of these posts about the gaming industry that are just depressing. We are reaching new levels of stupidity that I can't even fathom anymore. I'm losing my damn mind reading these things. There's a bunch of them. I don't even know where to start. Oh, look, another post showing me that the gaming industry is fucked. Let's start with our old favorite, right? Let's start with Ubisoft. Oh, sorry, I mean Ubisoft. An honest mistake to make. The makers of all things good. Absolutely. An article from GameFile tells us, in an unusual video in Paris, Ubisoft documents Assassin's Creed Shadows' messy culture war saga. Wait, Ubisoft addressing the culture war saga? Oh my god. Maybe this is addressing the error of their ways. This time Ubisoft sees the problem. They understand it now. We've been asked a lot to explain what happened. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot told an audience of video game industry insiders at an event last Thursday during Paris Games Week, which is why we're showing you the video today. Oh wow, they see the problem so well now. They're learning. They've even made a video addressing the situation, acknowledging their failures, the bad decisions, dumb, borderline UK Prime Minister level of decisions. That has to be it. What else could they possibly be making a video about? The video Guillemot showed to his audience on Thursday was a remarkable 184-second professionally narrated feature about what Ubisoft did about it. It's the kind of fiasco that game companies are typically loath to discuss. Yes, I'm sure it's awful to acknowledge the level of stupidity that they displayed. I imagine that's a tough thing to do, admitting you're wrong. Me? I'm never wrong. Why are you laughing? Shut up! What happens when a legendary franchise reveals one of its most anticipated experiences? The video begins, only to become the game everyone loves to hate. Oh no! They did not make a video trying to score sympathy points. And now, if you please, a moment of silence for the large corporation. No, they don't deserve that. Love to hate? I'll have you know the hate was warranted. Not only did the final product sideline the Japanese protagonist for a racism story in feudal Japan, the amount of disrespect shown to Japanese culture throughout the build-up to this game was astonishing. Truly astonishing. If you don't like our game and how much it sucks, you're not a real fan. I see, that's the angle we're going with here. Interesting hypothesis. CEO of a company that had to make a deal with Tencent because they were going bankrupt because of bad decision making. Interesting. Let us take a look at what a non-fan and someone who just loves to hate on Assassin's Creed's history with the franchise. AC1 on Xbox 360, only 535 gamer score. Wasn't my favorite Assassin's Creed, but I loved the idea and did like the game. Assassin's Creed 2, 1,000 gamer score. That's odd. Someone who isn't a fan of the game wouldn't waste time getting all the achievements for a game they hate, would they? That's weird. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood 800. Because multiplayer achievements suck. Though I am one of the few who enjoyed the multiplayer. Not for very long, like a few days, but it was pretty funny. Revelations, wasn't a fan of that one, honestly. AC3, again, not a fan, finished it and moved on. But let me be clear, nowhere near as bad as what we're getting right now. Then, it was just as simple as I didn't like that the character was a whiny baby. AC Black Flag, platinumed. I moved over to PlayStation because Xbox One sucked. AC Unity, platinumed. The series then turned into a Ubisoft open world ball fest with Origins and Mirage as the two exceptions. Am I not a real fan? Am I just some random guy on the internet who loves to hate things? No, I want this series that I love to be good. Me and plenty of other people are very loudly telling them what's wrong with their games, telling them exactly what they can fix, and all we get is, you're just hating. The gist of the video and of remarks from Guillemot that followed is that Ubisoft was initially thrown off by the backlash, pivoted by delaying the game, polished it and focusing focusing on appealing to Assassin's Creed fans who would in turn defend the game. The narrator explains, we had to stop focusing on those who hated us, we had to start firing up our allies. In remarks on stage in Paris following the video, Guillemot said the company worked last year to present Shadows as a game rather than an expression of ideology. Here's an idea, Yves, Yves, professional dumbass. How about don't put the ideology in the game? We were initially surprised by the extent of the attacks, he said, and we quickly realized that it was a battle with our fans, to demonstrate that we were, in fact, more of a video game than a message. Forget about how you present it to everyone. Forget about the videos that you put on YouTube. How about what goes into the game? How about don't base your game on an event that caused thousands of people to steal shoes? That's just how you protest, apparently. Make no mistake, this game is built off the back of that whole situation. And if you haven't noticed, this is their new tactic, by the way. It's not appealing to fans, it's appealing to consumers. Have you noticed these shill accounts that glaze the games that get involved in the culture war non-stop? Their own fault for getting involved in the culture war, by the way. Never criticize, just praise. Get free gifts from Ubisoft like a box full of goodies. Usually, these are the people that agree with the ideology. They won't admit that, though. They'll just say something like, don't look at the story, look at the graphics. Beautiful. Don't focus on Yasuke sleeping with one of the most important women in Japanese history. Look at the clouds. You don't believe me, right? They're just getting opinions from gamers who talk about the games and not the political stuff surrounding the games. The political stuff does impact the game, by the way, it just does. Yeah, so they sponsored Dogshot Color Man. Yes, they did. Self-report, by the way. Start firing up our allies. Dogshot Color Man is an ally? Okay. Sure. Not that surprising, Ubisoft, but it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth. This isn't about ideology, but we're going to sponsor the second biggest political streamer, even though he doesn't play games. That will sell our game. Ubisoft deserved their failure. AC Shadows sold less than the last 5 entries. Feudal Japan was an easy win, and they f***ed it up. They now don't have sole ownership of their biggest IPs. Biggest, f*** around and find out so far in gaming history. You're welcome. This makes me happier than Sydney Sweeney walking down the red carpet. I know what you're thinking. Ubisoft being dumb is nothing new. Okay, how about the makers of one of the biggest franchises ever in gaming? I have a love-hate relationship with The Witcher 3 personally, but it is mostly loved by everyone in gaming. I love Cyberpunk. Didn't think I would, but I really did. But now every time I look at CD Projekt Red, they're doing something stupid. This comes to us from friend of the channel, Smash JT. Go check out his video on this if you want to know more. He has found out that the new senior community manager at CD Projekt Red is an activist. Are you shocked? I'm not shocked. They reposted this banger tweet. If gamers diverted their energies from detecting woke to defending queer and adult creators from actual puritanical moral crusades, we would accelerate swiftly into a better world. Really? Really? The better world, where games suck because a good story is sacrificed for the sake of ideology. A world where all of our favourite heroes get character assassinated because of toxic masculinity and the franchise now has to be led by women because it's 2025, you bigot, and instead of creating new franchises with women, no, sideline the men. A world where every single game is Dragon Age Veilguard. Are you scared? I'm scared. I cannot imagine a worse fate for gaming than that. I will defend my hobby, for it is the only thing giving me happiness in this cruel world. Women not taken seriously by authorities, met with disbelief, needing to be persistent to be heard, being a global language no matter the severe situation. The rage of it is indescribable. The onus always having to be on women to have to jump through hurdles for a shred of help, empathy, and justice. This is true. Women have it so hard today. The suffragettes would be terrified of living in this world today. They could never. This is a woman working for one of the biggest studios in gaming. Must be tough. Must be hard. This is a quote tweet of I nearly said the name. Damn, that was close. She who must not be named. And I'm not reading her post. Not worth the time. Yeah, this woman is crazy, just activism all over the place. The thing is, this isn't new from CD Projekt Red. They have a video on their YouTube channel about their approach to ESG. They've got a former games journalist working as a franchise and lore designer, previously having no experience working for a game studio on anything. They won a DEI award. For the love of God, man! That award was for giving women an extra day off once a month. They have or had a scholarship program only for women, and of course replacing Geralt as the main character of the games. How about we do something stunning and brave. We replaced the main character with his female co-star. We've never seen that before, except for the hundreds of times everyone else did it. What are you complaining about? Geralt's story was done. Yeah, that's why the author of the books is still to this day writing about Geralt. He's also a dick. The thing is, I made a video about the Witcher 4 tech demo. They changed Ciri's face from the first trailer because her jaw was Giga Chad levels of jaw. The cutscene looked cool and it showed some cool things. I was being hopeful because a part of me was hoping that these big studios would see the failures of these other big studios and be like, no, let's not do that. And instead, they're just like, oh, they failed big time, bankruptcy. Let's just do what they just did. They'll never expect it. And hiring people like this tells me they're not learning. They've lost some of their best developers, who are now working on one of my most anticipated games, The Blood of Dawnwalker. It's bad signs, man. It's bad signs. We haven't seen gameplay for The Witcher 4 yet. I don't think gameplay will be the issue. I think it will be story. We could have a Last of Us Part 2 situation. It's bound to have ideological messaging in there, just based on what's going on behind the scenes. Witcher 4 is the first game they would have made after all the changes to their studio, so we'll see. Regardless, I will be honest with my opinion on the game, just like I was with Outer Worlds 2. So that's another studio not paying attention and learning all of the wrong things. And just to push me over the edge, Expedition 33 was snubbed at the Grammys. Now I don't give a damn about the Grammys. Never watch them, never plan on watching them. It's cringe. But let us take a look at what was nominated, shall we? Glasses. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, Secrets of the Spires, Helldivers 2, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Star Wars Outlaws Wildcard and Pirate's Fortune, and Sword of the Sea. 3 of those are movie games. Helldivers 2 is one of the biggest internet memes of the last 2 years. Oh yes, that's right, it came out last year, not this year. Sword of the Sea, fair enough, it's a good soundtrack, yeah. But what are we doing? I said on X, this is the kind of list I'd expect from my uncle trying to relate to me. How about that Gears of Halo, huh? Yes, he said that. This is so out of touch that I don't even think game journalists made this list. It has to be just entertainment or music journalists. It has to be. It probably was game journalists, wasn't it? Best soundtracks. How about the soundtracks that are using the same music from the movies that they're based on? Yeah, I am a gaming connoisseur. The issue is games getting awards is something that should be celebrated. Talented devs that give us something truly special should be recognized for that achievement. Journalists decide who wins these award shows. I think we should just prepare ourselves for game award shows to be just as out of touch as this. Again, I don't care, but I want to care. I want the right games to win. They rarely do. Sometimes there's not a clear winner, but I should be able to look at Game of the Year and think, okay, I see where they're coming from. Journalists need to stop getting this preferential treatment in the entertainment industry. They're all part-time activists trying to push an ideology into that industry, who, by the way, hate the gaming audience. They're not respected by the audience. There is no one in the gaming community looking at journalists and saying, I respect IGN so much. Their commentary in the gaming space ensures gamers' voices are heard, that the industry is held accountable for their actions. As long as journalists decide who wins these awards, then they will never be taken seriously. Award shows are a game of corruption and handies behind the scenes. They gotta play nice. It's like any other industry. It's who you know. These same journalists, by the way, lost it over a meme. That's the kind of people in charge of deciding what games win awards. It stinks. All of it stinks. The industry isn't healing. They're fighting harder than ever to maintain influence. Journalists, activists, all of them. Because some have recognized that this ideology is a plague to games. Some studios are making changes. But those too deep in the rut, I feel, are getting deeper. And journalists will keep trying to pressure, influence, put out a hit piece because it threatens the ideology that got them where they are now. It threatens the hold they have in gaming. These studios care a lot about their review scores, by the way. They get leaks from devs about the inner workings because they have friends in a lot of these places. Friends that are also part-time activists, or not friends, just people they have dirt on. This industry needs wiped clean. It's corrupt, it's filthy, it's stained. We should have gatekept this hobby harder. This is why so much of what happens on this platform is so important. You got content creators giving a voice to the community, letting the industry know what the problems are from the fans' perspective, from the perspective of the paying customer. They're not listening, so we're just gonna get louder. You've got political messaging in games, activists making them, corpo greed, customers being taken advantage of, IPs being destroyed by ideological maniacs, games that are given the spotlight when they should be nowhere near the spotlight and it's just masking their failures. I'll keep talking about these problems. I'll keep talking about the games and the content in them. I'll keep talking about the industry as a whole because I care about it. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.